Hello, fellow vapors. How is everybody doing? Long time no see, etc., blah blah blah. Coming at you today with a tech review. This one has been a long time coming. I've had this baby for months now, and I've been meaning to do a review of the Aspire Nautilus Mini. A little late on the wagon. Like I said, it's been out for a while now, so I'm sure a lot of you have either heard of it or seen reviews of it or something of that sort, or you might even have one by now. Who even knows? Um, but still, I'm going to do it anyway. Apparently, a lot of people don't know what it is. I've been asked about it all the time, so I figured, why not? I'll just let people know what I've been using the last couple of months. So, Aspire. Everybody knows the company Aspire. They make really good stuff. This one I actually bought in a kit, so it was very handy. Came with the Aspire Nautilus Mini, the tank, yeah, and with the carbon fiber variable voltage battery. This thing is a beast, yo. Like, I'm pretty sure I could drop this out of a plane and it would, like, meteor into the ground, kill a bunch of people, and then it would still be usable. Which, if you ask me, is just, like, flirting with danger by having this rather delicate glass tank on top. So, anyway, it's really cool. I find it really easy to use. It was, like, an upgrade from the typical Ego battery style things that I was using before. Much in the same fashion. Looks the same, kind of operates in the same way. Have a little vape on it and I'll tell you a bit more about how the actual tank itself works. Can't really take big drags on it right now just because I'm a little bit sick. You might be able to hear that in my voice and my dopey kind of like I'm sick face right now. But anyway, that's how it works. Push a button, off you go. So anyway, I was kind of procrastinating over doing this because I wanted to create a really informative review for this thing. I wanted to tell people all the variety of specs and stuff that come with it. I can't even think right now. But anyway, some people have nailed it before me. There's Grim Green, Rip Trippers, other people like that who have done some really just in-depth kind of reviews about these things. And, you know, I didn't really want to do that. It's not my speed, I think. I'm much more interested in the very basic end-user experience. And I just know if I had tried to do, like, a really in-depth kind of review and everything, people can smell fake from miles around. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you how it performs, okay? These are the very basic kind of how it works kind of opinions, you know what I mean? And how it works is really good. Okay, so I'll just remind you guys that I was using a generic Ego type battery before with a little CE4 clearomizer. And then when I got this, I was just like, whoa, there is no going back. Like, after you scale up, there's no going back, basically. So this one blew my mind. The tank itself holds like 2 mils of juice, yeah. And it's just so much thicker, warmer, way more saturated. The flavor's so much more intense. If you've got a good juice, this is the kind of thing that you want to rock it in. It's really good. And I know a lot of people out there are like always about the dripping and all that kind of stuff. But for some people, you know, like we just can't be bothered fiddling around with stuff. Like I don't know if I've got all the time for. No, that's a lie. I have a lot of time on my hands right now. But I'm pretty bad at managing it, and all I know is that like something like dripping wouldn't really fit well into my life right now because I'm so lazy. That's the truth. I'm just lazy, okay? But something like this, on the other hand, you just fill the thing up, and then you go out the door, and it's all good. You can take it out, and this baby, this battery, anyway, lasts for maybe like 6 hours. All I know is that usually towards the end of the night, right when I've usually been having a couple of drinks and stuff, that's when it squeaks at me and flashes orange, and that's when it's like hungry and needs to be charged. And it's always incredibly inconvenient, but realistically, I've been vaping it all night. Everyone's been bumming off me and wanting to try it all night. And then, yeah, so 6 hours of like pretty intense heavy usage. Like when I'm on a roll, I don't put this thing down. I'm like pretty much vaping it all night. So maybe if you're a less heavy user, it would last a bit longer than that, naturally. But yeah, it's just the convenience and ease of use with this thing. You just charge it, fill your tank, and off you go. You know what I mean? There are some really good features about this as well. Very, very handy things. So it's got changeable airflow. My camera's super crappy right now. I doubt you guys will be able to see this at all, really. Oh no, there we are. You can. How about that? Okay, so that there is the widest airflow. That's the one that I've been getting into at the moment. But as you scroll along, there's like smaller airflow, so let's change it there. See, and it clicks into place really well. It's got this nice solid click to it that just says, yeah, I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. It's not going to slide all over the place. It's not going to accidentally get bumped or move around. So it's just nice quality craftsmanship on the actual material itself here. So this is the lowest airflow setting, and it's much tighter, more akin to smoking an actual cigarette. You've got to take it just a draw into the mouth and then to the lungs. And that's the one I started off with, because that was the style that I was smoking the CE4 clearomizers with. And then yeah, when I got a hold of this one, I made my way through the cycle and tried my very first ever straight to lung hits, and then now I'm just converted. There's no going back for me in that fashion either. Nice long draw, lots of flavor, really good. I've got the Mount Baker lemon bar in here right now. Wasn't too impressed with that one at first. Okay, here's like a mini review for the lemon bar of Mount Baker. When I first tried it, it was kind of bitter, and it had that kind of like peel flavor to it. And then I let it steep for like a week or something, and now it's mellowed out a little bit. It's not so bitter. It's got a bit of tang to it. It's quite nice. Get the lemon, but not so much the cake. So it's a very, very nice vape, but again, it's kind of lacking in the dessert kind of quality that I was initially looking for. But anyway, enough of the juice. Here's the other thing about the tanks. This is, again, what I really like is how easy they are to use. So, first of all, number one, this is crazy super important. When you are screwing the tank back together, actually, let's skip ahead a chapter here. Unscrewing, yeah. When you're putting it back together, do not screw this on tight. Just kind of let it slide into place, and then just let it sit there. It's not going to come undone. It's again, it's the quality of the craftsmanship here that you're relying on, and you have to trust it. Do not tighten that baby, because it has a grip on it like crazy, and it will not want to come off again. Okay? So I've struggled with trying to open this, and I've gotten towels and like just sitting there just like this, and it's been rough. So please, for the love of God, don't do that. Okay? Be careful. Anyway, back to what I was pointing out initially. What you have inside here is the chimney connects to a bottom vertical coil, BVC, yeah? And that's that little thing right there. It's got a ceramic wick inside of it. And there's like little holes punched in the chimney around there that you might be able to see. And that is where the juice is fed into. So you don't need to tilt the tank or anything while you're vaping. You just hold it straight and it will be saturating from the bottom all the time. I find that really, really handy. I hated having to like roll my vape around and stuff like that to get the juice to the top of the wick. Not a problem with this, okay? And yeah, when, after a little while, when your vape starts getting thinner and there's less flavor and all of that kind of stuff, you just want to unscrew this little baby right here. These are replaceable, yeah? Take it out, throw it away, screw a new one in, and then boom, ready to party again, man. That's what I love about it, sorry. It's the simplicity. I'm sick, alright? We've covered this. So yeah, put it back in there. Off you go. It's great. So yeah, it uses a 510 connection. So it's pretty well universal. You can put it onto most other devices. I know when my battery dies, I've usually got a spare Ego type that I just click this one onto. Never as powerful, the vape isn't as good, but it works for me in a tight jam, that's for sure. Now, what else was I going to say about the tank? I don't know. We'll leave that for now. If it occurs to me, we'll come back to it. Man, I'm stuttering like crazy tonight. Just nobody call me on my shit right now. I know what's happening. I can't seem to stop it, and then when I get nervous, it like makes it worse. So just don't point it out, okay? But anyway, let's move on to the battery. This has got another really great feature. So again, carbon fiber, durable as hell, really good. But yeah, down the bottom here, you can change the voltage. So it goes from 3.3 all the way up to 4.8. Now, 4.8 is usually what I'm coasting along on. I do like the stronger hits. I like the fluffier clouds and the deeper flavor and all that kind of stuff. But the variable voltage is very handy when it comes to managing certain flavors. Now, a little while ago, I did a video on J-Vape's Unicorn Horn. And that one had, it was kind of like a citrusy kind of sherbet kind of thing going on. But every now and then, I got like a hit of like a chemical perfume flavor. And I could easily deal with that by just lowering the voltage. It just changed the nature of the juice. So it's really handy. You can, if something's too harsh or not harsh enough, you just scroll through the voltages and just pick your levels, you know what I mean? Nicely customizable, really cool, love it. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, you know what I mean? It's like, to a lot of my friends now who have gotten onto vaping as well, they've gotten the little ego types and everything, which is just what I recommended, but I always said at the time, this is not a forever vape. This is so you can drop like $15 on something, see if you like it, and then after that, do your research and then find a better piece of equipment. And this is the one that I leapt onto immediately. And yeah, all I can say is that it's really good, a perfect stepping stone if you're just entering the world of vaping and you want to move on from, you know, your little generic types or like your little baby's first vape type thing. This is a really great way to step it up a little bit. But having said that, I would also posit that this is really good for people who are more experienced at vaping, but again, just want something that's a little bit more convenient, maybe a little bit less obnoxious when you're in public, because it's, you know, it's not going to produce gigantic, massive clouds of vapor, and it can coast under the radar a little bit. It still garners a lot of attention, though. I swear to God, if you want to make friends in public with complete strangers, whip out a vape, and you will have a friend within, like, 5 minutes or less. Someone is going to ask you about it. But anyway, the convenience and the performance and everything I think would suit like intermediate to advanced people as well, especially the convenience. I can't stress that enough. It's just so incredibly handy. So yeah, that's my review for the Aspire Nautilus Mini Premium Kit. Okay, this thing was really good. It came with a blister pack of 5 extra replaceable coils. So I was set for like pretty much like 3 months off that, you know what I mean? When you want replacements, they're like $15 for another pack of 5. So really quite economic. And oh, here's another thing that you really need to watch out for, okay? And by God, this is just as important as not screwing the tank together too tightly. Pay attention. Watch your juice levels, okay? This is not the kind of thing that you can get a dry hit on and then recover from. Once that ceramic wick has been burned a little bit, it's fucked. Get rid of it. Just don't even try to vape from that thing again. Like, just get rid of it. And it's really easy to do, even though I've burnt 2 of my coils by now, but I was drunk at the time. These things happen, okay? So this is where the juice level is, where you're going to want to start paying attention to it and maybe changing it, yeah? Because if that level goes below the little holes punched in the chimney, it's going to dry out. And again, once you get that burnt hit, there's no going back. There is no salvaging it. And it can be heartbreaking. Because both times that I did this to myself, I had just put in a brand new coil, vaped 1 tank of juice, and then just burnt the crap out of it right at the end because I just wasn't paying attention. So yeah, don't let that happen to you. I've made these mistakes so they won't happen to you, okay? I've tried. It's all for the people. But yeah, overall, highly recommend this baby. Absolutely love it. So I got mine from Mount Baker. Again, I just love how quickly they ship. I got this from America, and it rocked up at my house inside of a week. Like, I was just so impressed. And I live in Australia, so it was just like, boom, that never happens to Australia like that quickly. So yeah, I checked on my order and it was like shipped within like an hour or two of me making the actual order. So they are onto it. So I'll put a link in the description that'll take you straight to their site. Have a look around. And yeah, when you order it, you get some free juice and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I was like super happy with it. This is another cool thing. Check it out. I've been using it for ages now. Again, like a good couple of months. And I've like worn the chrome off the button and now it looks all copper. I think that's awesome. I love it. It's just like this cool like orangey, bronzy button on this other, like, I don't know, it just gives it like this little splash of color. Not even sad that that happened. I reckon it's really funky looking. There is something else I was going to say. I'm just racking my brains. Oh, this might have been it. When I first got this thing, I wasn't sure how to change the juice in it. The very first thing I tried was thug juice, and it's quite a strong menthol flavor. That's watermelon and menthol, and it's pretty intense, that one. And I was like racking my brains and searching the internet for how to change the juice. And realistically, it's just another easy thing. You can go to the effort of rinsing out the tank very carefully with water and just, cleaning the residue of the juice off the side if you want. But I've gotten pretty slack. That's my nature. I like things to be easy. And now when I'm done with the juice, I just tip the tank out or the remaining juice and give it a bit of shake. And then put more juice in. And that's kind of it. The other juice flavor will be in there for a little while and then it will just wick out. And the only advice I can really give people is, if you've got a strong flavor like the thug juice, have a more compatible flavor coming in afterwards that will wipe that one out and then transition into a different juice. So there are certain flavors that are really good bridge flavors, if you ask me, like vanilla, stuff like that. I don't know, like it just copes with almost anything, and then you can have anything after vanilla as well. It just smooths right on in there. But again, it's only for the strong flavors that you need to watch out for stuff like that. Again, the thug juice was just really potent. Coffee flavors are really potent. You don't want to have a coffee flavor and then have like tropical juice afterwards, because then you've got this nasty mixture of like coffee and tropical going on for a while, and yeah, nobody really wants that. So yeah, easy to change the juice, but yeah, just be a little careful about your flow of flavors, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and that will take care of that problem for you. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I just had to make this review. I just couldn't put it off any longer, basically. I'm sorry about being all sick and like a little unprepared seeming, I guess. But yeah, that was my first tech review. I've got another one coming up. I'm going to be reviewing the Aspire Atlantis. Super excited. And it's like the big sister to this one. And yeah, you know what I said before about taking this one out and being incognito because it doesn't create big obnoxious clouds of vapor and you can be a little more subtle? Hell no. The Atlantis it looks similar, but it performs very differently, and we'll get onto that pretty soon. Alright guys, thank you once again for tuning in. I'm always so happy to communicate with you guys again. And yeah, God man, I'm just gonna sleep, I think. Might call in sick to work tomorrow. We'll see. I'm a big fan of money, but my job entails talking to people like all day long over the phone, and yeah, with the throat and stuff right now, I don't know, I could rip a vocal cord or something, so oh no, I'll have to have a day off work. Alright guys, I will catch you again very soon. Catch you later.